But that's not their plan at all. The plan is to kill them off. And I've always said Meghan wants to be queen, and people laugh at me. But if Harry gets close to being at the top of the hierarchy, then Meghan would take over. He never can say what he wants to say. Meghan has to say it. If you hear anything, I know because when I was with him, and he would speak, it would be Harry speaking. Nowadays, when he speaks, the language is completely different. The intent, the whole thing is completely different. It's Meghan who's telling him what to do. So we don't want Meghan to run our country. Thank you very much.
Developing today, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's secret war with the royal family has ratcheted up a notch, with the fact that they are now being backed by a shadowy establishment group plotting to bring down the British royal family. New reporting from Radar Online says this powerful group is determined to use the delusional Duke and his truly duplicitous wife to smash the royal family to smithereens. Now, I am in the outspoken studio with our royal mastermind, Prince Harry's biographer, Queen Camilla's biographer, Angela Levin today. We're going to get into this. Angela has very, very strong views about the fact that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle really do hate the British royal family, really do have nefarious aims. So just before we get to you, Angela, though, I'll take you through this reporting from Aaron Tinney, who is the British-based reporter for Radar Online, who reports Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are secretly being courted by a powerful network of political and establishment figures who believe the couple could play a transformational role in bringing down the monarchy. The initiative to bring the pair back into the folds of the firm, dubbed Project Thor, has quietly gathered momentum in recent months, with influential allies in Westminster and shadowy elements inside the palace said to be lobbying for the Sussexes' gradual reintegration into royal life. Their return, however, is viewed by many within the royal household as a ticking time bomb that could reignite old tensions and overshadow the work of Prince William and Princess Catherine. A senior insider said there's a group well connected in both political and aristocratic circles who genuinely believe bringing Harry and Meghan back is the key to bringing down the monarchy as it stands. They see the Sussexes as an anarchic element, and the campaign for them to become working royals again is being run by nasty elements within the palace who want to smash the institution to smithereens. And then, of course, the King's health comes into this. He has been undergoing cancer treatment, and aides suggest the uncertainty surrounding his health has intensified efforts within establishment circles to reunify the family. The King's health has shifted everything, said another insider. Some see it as the perfect opportunity to mend fences, while others think it couldn't come at a worse time. A source said those who want to use Harry and Meghan as pawns to destabilise and bring down the monarchy know it is a perfect time to try and bring them back under the guise of giving Charles peace in his dying days by bringing a family back together. It is one of the most cynical plots to ever hit the British royal family. And Angela Levin, you say today, and you are prepared to reveal today, that you know Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are at war with the British royal family, despite Harry's recent meeting with his father. What do you know?
Developing today, talk of a quiet reintegration isn't about healing. Critics say it's about leverage. The claim making the rounds is that a well-connected faction wants Harry and Meghan back in the royal mix not to save the monarchy, but to stress it to breaking point. Add in health worries for the king, and you get the perfect pretext. Do it for peace. The real outcome, say insiders, is noise, tension, and headlines that drown out William and Catherine. That's the game. Create drama, claim compassion, and keep the cameras pointed at Meghan.
Yeah, I do. If you look very carefully at how they're behaving, if King Charles or William does something, then Harry will do it just beforehand to ruin it. If Catherine does something or buys something, Meghan does it to ruin it. We've talked about Australia. Catherine and William are going there. Meghan and Harry want to go there. It's actually a way of really running somebody down, that you can never do something with someone actually leaving you alone and letting you get on with it so you can enjoy yourself. It's always having to worry about who's behind your shoulder.
And you say Harry still loves Meghan, who keeps him wrapped around her finger, but you go on, Angela, to make it very clear that the couple's actions have got increasingly worrying, and that they are now dangerous. You use the word dangerous.
I did.
And you say their dark actions should be firmly stopped by the British royal family, despite the fact that Prince Harry has mental issues. Explain.
Yes, I think they are very dark actions because they don't care what's going on. They're not listening to anyone. They make everything in a muddle. Harry can say he really wants to be with his father, he wants to help him, and he suggested when he went to Canada, when he said he told the royal family that they were going, he didn't tell anybody, he just went off. And he would say, I could really help you in Canada. That's what he said, I'm told. That's just a way. Then if he helped him, he would become part of the royal family. So it's sort of indoor nastiness to try and get something, like a criminal creeping in. And I think that's shocking. And they're doing it in every way that you could imagine. You know, if one goes, the other one does. And I think King Charles at some levels would think, oh, it'd be so nice if we could do everything warm and cosy. But I hope that Meghan and William keep going and saying absolutely not. He wants it to go. He wants to crush it. I thought that Meghan and he wanted to crush the royal family when they spoke to the first interview they did after their marriage opera. And I thought that that was the most disgusting thing I'd ever heard, full of lies. And this is how they've stood all that time. 6 years on, they're still making a huge fuss about things being so difficult for them. They still put their names on the bottom, you know, Duke and Duchess of Sussex. You know,
and if you don't want communication.
If you don't like it, go off and do something else. That's the thing that annoys me. If you're furious with them, don't talk to them, just go away. But that's not their plan at all. The plan is to kill them off. And I've always said Meghan wants to be queen, and people laugh at me. But if Harry gets close to being at the top of the hierarchy, then Meghan would take over. He never can say what he wants to say. Meghan has to say it. If you hear anything, I know, because when I was with him and he would speak, it would be Harry speaking. Nowadays when he speaks, the language is completely different. The intent, the whole thing is completely different. It's Meghan who's telling him what to do. So we don't want Meghan to run our country. Thank you very much. I don't even want her to go there. I'm sorry for her children, because children should see family, but I don't want anything to do with her.
You don't want her to be here?
No, I don't. I would do anything.
And that's what she's plotting, you see. And
of course she is, and she's pretending she doesn't like it, but she wants to come. That's what a sort of nasty way of dealing with things. People don't know where they are. They can't work it out. Does she like it? Doesn't she like it? This is all for her. Muddle them, and let me win.
100%. And the thing is, Angela, there will be people who say this is a conspiracy. It's not. Because can I just say that both Queen Elizabeth II, the late Queen Elizabeth II, and King Charles are utterly horrified when William continues to travel with his family on board helicopters. Yes. And the specific reason behind that, Angela, is they are so terrified that it would make Harry the king. Because if the whole family were to be wiped out, that is the reality of what we are facing. And of course, there is a small chance of that happening, but every time William takes his entire family, so I'm talking about George, Charlotte, and Louis, in that damn helicopter, the chances of a Queen Meghan increase significantly. And you've had the Queen push back against him on this. You've had the king push back against him on this. And it's just one indication, Angela, that actually people within the royal institution take it very seriously, this concept that Harry and Meghan have not completely given up their ambitions of one day taking over the British monarchy.
Well, you know that Harry said he might stay in America, didn't he? Which actually also makes you think...
For now, didn't he? He said at the moment.
Yes. So what's he playing at? Does he want to live there? Does he want to come over? Does he want Meghan? But he won't actually let anybody know, because that way he's got more power. He's in control.
Yes. But
but I think, you should never go in a helicopter with your whole family. It's absolutely terrible. And, William shouldn't do that, just for his own family, in case of anything that happens, but certainly not
with your second, third, fourth and fifth in the British line of succession.
Yeah.
And, this institution is in a pretty rocky place. And, of course, we love so much of the work that William and Catherine are doing. But just be sensible. Just be sensible, guys. Now, of course, this war continues on a macro level, Angela, but it also continues on a micro level. And we saw that when yet again Harry and Meghan lied about the fact that they had briefed the British royal family in regards to his visit to Canada. The Times of London revealing that yet again recollections may vary, and as soon as Prince Harry's office was called up on this, and, the fact that no one at the palace had actually received this memo, they go silent. So, again, it was just a lie, Angela. It was just a total lie.
Isn't that terrible? It was said that they gave the Buckingham Palace a note that they were going to Toronto, right? And they sort of didn't know anything about it. And they said, well, we told you got it. Yes. And Harry then said afterwards, they gave us permission to do that. Now, that's the thing. You can't do that, because then he's one of the royal family. He's not. And why did he ask for to be able to do that? If he's not a member of the royal family, why should he ask? So the whole thing is a complicated but very nasty shout out about where he is, half and half. Why did he say he was coming when he didn't send anything? But on the other hand, he was very pleased he couldn't say anything, because he can pretend he did, and that he was, given the okay by the royal family.
But Angela,
and I think it's terrible, terrible.
You say now, though, and remember, you were someone who spent all of that time with Prince Harry. You literally wrote the book on him. He gave you that access. But you now say to Charles, you cannot trust such a sneaky man.
No.
You believe that he is actually doing this purposefully now.
One tabloid report alleges a covert push, nicknamed Project Thor, courting the Sussexes as disruptors. It's unverified, but here's why it sticks. People already see a pattern. Whenever the Waleses plan a big moment, tour, speech, initiative, Meghan materializes with a competing storyline. If true, it isn't a return. It's a Trojan horse. And yes, some commentators even float the nightmare scenario that fuels public anxiety. If tragedy ever hit the direct line, the path narrows and the Queen Meghan chatter spikes. That's speculation, but it shows how fragile trust becomes when ambition looks bigger than duty.
I think he's sitting down now, working out what he can do to make things difficult for them, because
which is just
he would be
cancer.
Good for what he wants to do, but also Meghan would be delighted. I think he's trying to please her, which is a shocking thing to do, but he's got to come up with ideas, and he is quite cunning and he's quite mischievous. He was a small schoolboy, and he's all that way of making things, putting cups on the top of the door and opening it so it all goes over the teacher, and that's really funny. So that's a sort of thing that's still inside him, and that's one of the reasons why it's terrible, because it's a grown-up behaving like a child and not being understanding of what he's actually doing.
But it does sound like you're saying there has been a fundamental change in his personality, though.
Oh, yes. Well, he's been crushed by his wife, because he's got to make sure everything is okay. She wins. He's got to please her. I think underneath he still loves her, which I just can't understand at all. But he has to please her. And if she tells him to go away, he goes away for a few days. If she tells him to come back, he comes back. If she wants to spend 1,000 on shoes, he lets her
A
do
lot
it.
more than that, I'd say.
Yeah,
If
well,
she's not getting those freebies that she just forgets to return, Angela. I've just forgotten to give back that $5,000
I'm sure they're somewhere.
dress.
I'm sure they're somewhere.
somewhere.
Yes, yes, and I think that maybe you sort of wait to see if he can see her really through proper eyes, but I don't know that he will. So therefore, the King and William and everyone else must make sure that they are very firm about it all and not think that he's trying to get in and make everything lovey-dovey, because he's not. You can't trust him at all.
Yeah, it's a very difficult situation, though, isn't it, for the King?
Well,
Given
it is and
he
it
is
isn't.
trying to bring his family back together. I mean, look.
I think he's gone past that stage, actually. I think that he's now getting on with things, because he's seen so many times when Harry says something and then turns it round and upside down. He's not going to court, and then suddenly he is going to court. And I think that he now recognises that and is just letting him.
Well, indeed. Oh, Papa, I'm not going to keep on with this security case, so don't worry, you can meet me face to face. Then the moment there's a new Home Secretary in the United Kingdom, Shabana Mahmood, the hard leftist, who he thinks is going to be politically aligned, all of that goes out the window. He writes a new letter, immediately thrusts his father right back into a difficult political position. And likewise with the court case, Angela, coming up against the Mail in January. I mean, this is turning out to be a complete and utter disaster, a catastrophe. I mean, the main witness in this case, who Harry and a whole load of celebrities sort of relied on to bring this ludicrous case versus the Daily Mail, has admitted his whole witness statement was made up. So again, I want Charles to be stronger, don't get me wrong. When I say it's a difficult position to be in, I believe Charles should have a long time ago removed these titles, stripped all of the roles. But what I mean is that because he is now clearly fighting for his life, he is in, as Radar Online described it, his dying days, it's probably not a fight he wants to pick. It's something he should have done right at the start of his reign.
Yes, but one of the reasons for that was that he adored his mother, late Queen Elizabeth, and she would never have wanted that to happen. And he wanted to please her. He'd always wanted to please his mummy ever since he was a little boy. And I think he doesn't want to unplease his mother, even if she's not here. I think he just doesn't want to do that. And I think it's very hard for somebody to do that for his brother or his son. It really, it tears you to pieces. And I don't think he wants to do that. But he's now, I think he's got around him his mother, his wife, who is very strong,
Camilla,
but doesn't tell him what to do. She just advises him from time to time, but she's not pushing him to do anything. But he sees things much better when through different eyes, and I think that she's good. I don't know if the people who are working there are good. I mean, they have to do what they're told, don't they? And that's very difficult. I think they need very strong people who say, this one's out, we shouldn't let them in the house or the palace. And I think there should be a bit more of that, and not put it all to come from the King. It's very hard.
Can we just have a brick back for the British Bashing Corporation, as I call it, Angela, the UK's state broadcaster, the BBC, which has had to issue a grovelling apology to Catherine, the Princess of Wales, for this. Watch.
The Arboretum in Staffordshire, as we said there. Kate Middleton attending that ceremony. Let's have a listen in.
Listen to Harry pre-2018 and Harry now. The tone, the phrasing, the priorities. Critics argue it's a different author. They say Meghan writes the script. Harry reads it. Statements about service appear right before litigation. Family first is followed by blindsiding trips and disputed briefings. The message lands the same. Confuse, reframe, move on. If the strategy is to muddy the waters until everyone's too exhausted to challenge the narrative, it's working. But that's also why the backlash keeps hardening. The public can smell orchestration.
So the apology read, Angela, We received complaints from people unhappy that we didn't use the Princess of Wales' correct title during our coverage of Armistice Day. During our coverage of memorials to commemorate Armistice Day, we mistakenly referred to Catherine, the Princess of Wales, as Kate Middleton. These were errors during hours of live broadcasting for which we apologise. Throughout our Armistice Day coverage more broadly, we referred to Catherine by her correct title. But I'm sorry, Angela, I just don't buy it. Remember, this week as well, we see the release of this new book, Diana Rama, which claims quite directly that it was the BBC and that Martin Bashir interview that led to the death of Princess Diana. We've seen Prince William on this campaign against the BBC. I'm sorry, don't tell me this isn't deliberate, Angela. I believe it is deliberate disrespect from an organisation that claims to be honest. But look at what's happened with Donald Trump, for example. How on earth could we trust their apology now? It's too little too late in my view. What about you?
Do you think that they just wanted to please us a little bit, to get round things, and would say, oh, look, the BBC did a nasty mistake, but OK, they're good that they apologised, because I didn't feel that at all. I said, how many years has she been married to William? You know, come on. It's a nonsense. It's just trying to show their good hand, but they haven't got one. So why on earth do that? I thought that was just sickly.
100%. You know, these are Republicans.
You agreed with me.
No, 100%.
Yes.
I don't buy or trust that apology at all,
Good.
Angela. And I think after everything we've seen from the BBC in recent months, recent years, there's a whole load of reasons not to trust them, especially when it comes to the British royal family. And to tie all of this up, Angela, you come back to this establishment plot against the British royal family. Which broadcaster is going to be absolutely critical to that establishment plot? The BBC. So they are going to constantly look for ways to needle, to try and bring down the British royal family. Obviously, they scored a big win, didn't they, in terms of the interview with Prince Andrew? That was a big win for the BBC.
Well, they're not that pleased now because they feel that it didn't say nearly enough. But at the time, they thought it was just too wonderful for words, and they've done really well. But actually, things have gone on, and they're not that pleased with themselves, I'm pleased to say.
But the good news, at least with the BBC, is that Prince William has the measure of them. And I think that's really important. And for example, we know there's a reason why Catherine, the Princess of Wales, refused to partner with the British Bashing Corporation on her Christmas event, Together at Christmas. She broadcasts that each year. It's not much better, in my opinion, woke ITV. But, you know, at least it's not the BBC. Angela Nevin, so lovely to have you face to face.
Thank you.
In the
Nice
Outspoken
to be
studio.
here.
Do you like it?
It's lovely, yes. Well, it's nice chatting to you, so
No,
that's always good.
It is wonderful to see you face to face. But we will speak, of course, next week. And if you do want first access to the Royal Uncancelled After Show here on Outspoken every single weekday, twice the length of what you've just watched, you can watch live or on demand with no advertising whatsoever via our Substack page. You can find that at www.outspoken.live. Paid annual and monthly subscribers get first access to that Royal Uncancelled After Show every single weekday to watch live or on demand, as I say, with no advertising whatsoever. Supporting Outspoken on Substack is the best way to support everything we do here. Thank you so much.
Draw bright lines and stick to them. No soft focus reunions that become weaponized photo ops. No joint stages. No titles as branding chips. If there's contact, let it be private, documented, and dull. Meanwhile, let William and Catherine run on values that actually scale. Service, steadiness, results. Because nothing undercuts manufactured spectacle like the real thing. If there is a plot, sunlight and boundaries kill it. And if there isn't, the same rules still protect the institution. Either way, the message is simple. Fame isn't a constitutional role, and the crown won't be a content farm.